Hi, this is Kai. Welcome to video 4 of our Beginner's Guide to Web Development series. We're going to be discussing file hierarchy and organization as well as documentation in more depth today. So I'm going to really quickly bring up a slide to show you guys. Go full screen. And so we're going to see this example of bad organization where we have all the files for our web page commingled. As we add in more pages, we're going to want to get better. We're going to want to acquaint ourselves with better organization skills so that we can more easily identify which files belong to which other files. When we're typing in paths and directories, it's going to be really useful to have a good organization ingrained in ourselves. So if we set this to scale, this bad organization, there you go. You see we have all these web pages um, mixed together with each other as well as their respective images mixed together. And it's going to get kind of difficult to tell what belongs to what as we go on and add more and more pages to our site. So if we take a look at an example of good organization, we see that every page has its own directory. And inside of that directory, there is another directory for images. So as we get more advanced and start adding in more different types of files to our web pages, this is going to become more and more useful. So now let's exit that and let's actually start creating more pages. So to do so, we can open up any text editor that we like. I prefer Sublime Text, and get rid of this, and we can just start adding new files and saving them with the extension of HTML. So I'm going to be creating a website for my family because I have a pretty funny family, so I'm going to keep a bunch of our pictures and stuff there. The first page aside from the index that I'm going to want to create is a family roster.html page. And again, notice that I'm using camel type font where I'm alternating between upper and lowercase for the first letter of each word, except for the first word. So I'm going to save this on my desktop for now. So we have the family roster.html, and I'm going to create one more web page, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save that as family dinner.html. And this page is going to just hold a bunch of pictures and information from one particular event that our family has had recently. So I'm going to go ahead and save that again on the desktop. I'm going to minimize this for now, and inside of my awesome site directory, I'm going to create two more directories. So new folder and new folder. This first one that I created is going to be family roster, and this other one is going to be family dinner. And these are going to hold the other web pages. So I'm going to, over here, I'm going to drag family roster into its respective directory as well as family dinner. And so now each web page has its own directory. And we're going to go inside family dinner real quick, and I'm going to add a new directory for that and call this images. Nothing special, just images. And I'm going to close that directory. I'm going to go inside family roster and do the same for this. And I'm going to put images. And it's important to note that this index page is special in its own way. So it's just going to not have a directory. It's just going to be inside the my awesome site directory. And it's going to have its own images directory as well. So if we take a look at our presentation one more time, it matches pretty identical to this good organization. And I'm going to go ahead and minimize this so we can see. We have the family dinner and the family roster, and then they have each image directories inside of them. So before we wrap this video up, I'm going to show you one more thing. I'm going to open up our Sublime text, and to be quick about this, since we're short or we're pressed for time, so I'm having this issue where when I right click and I try to open up my index.html page with Sublime, it's not really working. So you can sometimes get around that by going inside Sublime and going to File, go to Open, go to the index.html, and then open it that way. Okay, and I'm going to just copy everything that's in here, and I'm going to paste it in these new pages that we made. And I'm going to take everything out of the body, as well as this new one. I'm going to take out the title, and for each of these you should be familiar with how to add h1 tags. If not, I'll put a link to that. So h1, we're just going to put placeholder text for family roster, and then I'm going to copy this. Just be fast, running out of time. Actually, I'm going to copy the whole thing. Placeholder text for family dinner. Now, the last thing I'm showing you before we end this tutorial is how to add a comment to this. So, to add comment to any of your HTML documents, you're going to do this little open thing right there, and you're going to close it by doing dash dash and greater sign. And anything that we type in here is not going to be interpreted by the web browser. And I'll show you. I'm going to save it, and all we're going to see on this page is the placeholder text for family dinner. So I'm going to open it with Google Chrome, placeholder text for family dinner. And so we can add as many of these as we want. So I'm going to add another one that says, we will be back in the next tutorial to add images to our pages and add buttons so we can navigate between pages. So again, I'm going to save that. Anything that's in here, we're going to refresh the page, is not going to show up in the browser because the browser knows that this is just for humans to read. This is for us to better document our pages. So now if I were to send this to someone I'm working on the site with, they won't freak out when they see a blank page because they know, oh, the next tutorial we're going to add images to our pages. So okay, no worries. I know just to wait one tutorial. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and to leave me some feedback. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next tutorial, and we'll add some images and some buttons to our new pages.